Hey, good morning, everybody. Hey, this is a new worksheet, and it's made by the same people who created all of those pizzazz worksheets, and it looks like a pizzazz worksheet, but it's instead it's called Punchline. And what it is, it's the same idea, but it's a higher level of math. These are actually made for algebra. Okay, so this is a something that eighth graders, the kind of thing that eighth graders would do. So feel proud if you're able to get through this whole thing, and if not, do your best to rise to the challenge. Right? I think we wouldn't give it to you if we didn't think that most of you are capable. But it's mostly centered around something called the distributive property. Okay, and you can see that down there at the bottom, distributive property, especially when I zoom in. But what you're going to be doing is, I always think a distributed property is kind of like if you're dealing cards. If you're playing, crazy eights, then you're the dealer, and the dealer is outside the parentheses, and everybody inside the parentheses gets eight cards. All right. Well, you don't give one person eight cards and the other person three when you're playing crazy eights, or same thing with Go Fish. Maybe everybody gets seven. There's poker games that everybody gets five, right? Whatever it is, everybody gets the same thing. And the dealer is what I consider the thing outside the parentheses. And you just make sure you apply it to everything inside. So in this situation, remember when you have a number outside parentheses and there's no operation written in between, no adding, subtracting, or multiplying or division symbol, what you're supposed to do is, you're supposed to multiply. So this is 7 times parentheses x plus y. And in order of operations, we're supposed to do the parentheses first, right? But we can't simplify x plus y because we don't know what x plus y is. But what we can do is use the distributive property and multiply it by 7 times x, and then add that not to y. The most common mistake people make is they only multiply it by that first term, right? They go 7x plus y. That's not what it is. It is 7 times x plus, right, 7 times y. Okay, and you would just simplify that, right? Writing 7x plus 7y. Boom. Wasn't too hard, right? Okay, of course it wasn't too hard. That's the first one. I took the easy one for you, right? Well, let's do a harder one, right? How about y parentheses 8x plus 5y plus 6? I got to multiply y times 8x and then add y times 5y. So that's 5 times y times y. What's y times y? You can simplify that to y to the second power, right? And then I got to add y times 6. So y times 8 times x, they usually put the number first. That's the same as 8 times x times y. So 8xy plus y times 5 times y. I'm going to write that as 5 times y times y. Right? You guys know y times y is y to the second power. So I'm going to write y squared, y to the second power there. And then what is 6 times y? 6y. Now be careful. These were both pluses, but sometimes you get subtracting in there. It looks like all these are going to be adding, so you don't have to worry about that. But in the future, make sure you pay attention to that. Okay? Now, what's x times x? X to the second power. What's x times 8y? 8yx, right? Okay. What is 7 times 1? 7. What's 7 times 4x? 7 times 4, 28x. Okay. I'm going to let you try these. Okay. And I'm going to do a couple from the other sections. This section, what's going on is they've already applied what was outside the parentheses. They want you to work backwards. In this case, it's a lot like finding a common denominator, right? If you had, 3/9 or 3/6, then both of these you'd say, wait, a 3 goes into the top and a 3 goes into the bottom. And you'd simplify and say that's the same as 1 over 3, because 3 goes into 3 one time, 3 goes into 9 3 times. In this case, you'd say 3 goes into the top 1 time, goes into the bottom 2 times, right? So when you simplify fractions, you're looking for a common factor of the top and bottom, right? I said common denominator, right? Here, you're looking for a number that goes into 6a and a number that goes into 6b. I think you guys know what that is. All right. How about a number that goes into 2a and a number that goes into 18? Well, 2 goes into 2 and 2 goes into 18. How about a to the second power and 3a? Well, a goes into both of those. Okay, so what we're doing is we're trying to factor out, and we're sort of working backwards, that number that's the same that goes into both. Okay, 2 goes into this and 2 goes into that. So I'm going to pull a 2 out, put my parentheses. 2 went into 2a, a times, right? Because 2 times a is 2a. 2 goes into 18, how many times? 9. Because 2 times 9 is 18. So all we're doing on this middle section is we're kind of working backwards of what we did in this top section. So 2 times a plus 9, there it is right there. Okay? Now, when you find your answer, you're going to cross out the letter next to the answer. So since that is over here, I'm going to write 10 right there so I know where I found that, and I'm going to cross out that O. 7x plus 7y, there it is there. Sorry. So I'm going to write number 1 here, just so I know, in case I have to go back and check things later. This is sort of leaving myself a trail, right? And 7x plus 7y, I'm going to cross out that a. Okay. Here I found 8xy plus 5y squared plus 6y, 8xy plus 5y squared. Now, if this said 8yx, it's the same thing. Okay, the order doesn't matter. Okay, but we actually end up putting it in the same order. So that's number 8. 8 next to that. I'm going to cross out that F. Okay. All right. What number or what thing goes into both 5b and 60? If it ends in a 0, 5 goes into it. So I know that 5 goes into both those. That's what I'm pulling out, the 5. Okay. And 5 times b is 5b. So this is just the b. And again, that's a plus. How many times is 5 going to 12? Hey, if you have to go divide, I kind of gave away the answer. 5 going to 60. I'm thinking of a clock there. 5 goes into 6 one time. 1 times 5 is 5. Subtract, bring down the next number. 5 goes into 10 twice, so that's going to end up being 12. So b plus 12. And again, double check, 5b plus 60. Okay, so 5 times b plus 12, go look for that. There it is right there. That's number 13. Let's cross out that T. All right, you want me to do another one in this section? All right, how about if I do this one, 14, EB plus 13B. Well, there's a B in both terms, right? So I'm pulling that B out, and now I have E times B is EB, right? So the B's out, all that's left is the E plus, and 13 times B. I already pulled the B out, plus 13. B times E plus 13. B times E plus A. B times E plus 13. There we go. So that's number 14. Again, I'm writing that 14 there just so I can sort of trace my answer in case I get done and I don't like something or it's not spelling the answer to this fun joke, right, up top. Right? Why does Joe Starbuck never wear? What does Joe Starbuck never wear while drinking coffee? Okay. All right. So what else we got here? You want me to do one more of these? You want to go down here? Okay. Here, all we're doing is combining like terms. That means we're putting the things that go together. We're putting all the apples with the apples, all the oranges with the oranges, all the bananas with the bananas. Okay. In this case, I have 8m plus 3 more m. That's a total of 11m. I have 7 plus 7p plus 16 plus p. Well, I got a 7 and a 16. I could put those together. How much is that? 23. Don't forget, they usually put the letters first. 7p plus p. Now, how many p's is that? That's 1. So that's really 1p plus 7p is 8p. 8p plus 23. Way down there. That's number 20. Let's cross out that S. Okay. How about this one? 11 plus 4m plus 5 plus m plus 18 plus 6m. Let's just do all the numbers first. Now, the numbers in these are called constants, right? Why? Constant means it's not going to change, right? 11 is always going to be 11. 5 will always be 5. A variable, that means it could change. Sometimes x is 12, sometimes x is 3.5, right? Right. There's the math teacher joke is a kid says, how can x be 2.5, Miss Daniel? Because yesterday you said x was 6, right? And the joke is it's a variable. Some problems it solves, you solve it, it's a different thing. So, yeah, people don't laugh at that unless they understand how to do algebra, right? So here we go. We're going to do the constants. Those are the numbers, and let's just circle the constants. I got an 11, a plus 5, a plus 18. I'm going to put all those together. Those are all positives. I'm putting them together. 11 plus 5 plus 13. 5 plus 13 is 23. And 11 plus 23, you have to write it over here, right? That's 34. And again, the number's usually second, so I'm putting plus 34. Now I'm going to go get all the m's. I got a 4m plus another m. That's 5m. Okay, don't forget when you're adding there's no number in front of that. There's a 1 in front of it, right? You don't need it, so put a 1 there. Okay. So if it helps you, put a 1 in front of it. 4m plus 1m, that's 5m, plus 4 more m, or 6 more m, that's 11m. 11m plus 34. There it is right there. So 23 is this. Let's cross that out. Okay? All right. I think you have enough to get yourself started. Don't forget, if you get stuck with any of these, watch the video again. Go ask your teachers. Okay? You won't be bugging us. It's like giving us cookies. All right. Have fun with this eighth grade homework assignment you got there, right? You can do it. You guys rock.